Hosting a dinner where you have invited current customers to interact and mingle with prospects or people that you want to be your customers is a great way to grow revenue, make new sales, gain new clients. On our last YouTube video, we got a comment from Giuseppe who said, "Great content. I'm going to organize an event with 50 of my clients and prospects as a financial advisor. I'd like to know all the steps I have to take from beginning to the end." And then I asked, well, what type of event are you thinking of hosting? And he said, kind of a dinner with a talk. So I'm going to use the free event builder framework template that's available in a link in the description below to go ahead and plan. If I were Giuseppe, if I were a financial advisor, if I were someone that were planning a dinner with current customers and prospects, how would I do it using this framework from beginning to end? Step number one for the framework is determine the why. Now the image that's here is of a still pond and you're imagining a splash because your prospects, the people that you want to hire you, their lives are normal and you want to make a splash. You want to make a difference. You want to make an impact on them so that they hire you, and then you can make an even bigger impact using your business skills. And so determine the why is all about asking these questions. So if I were a financial advisor, I would do something like this. I'm going to teach them the biggest pitfalls that people encounter when investing their money in 2023. It's timely, it's relevant, and it's helpful. And then why am I hosting the event? This is a chance for us to be clear. Well, I'm hosting the event because I want to gain new clients. Now, I also want to do something else. Not only do I want to gain new clients, but I also want to retain my current ones. The answers to these questions, this is going to be the center of the bullseye. So that's step one, determine the why. Now I'm going to go back to the framework. And step number two is to create the outline. The outline of the event is what's going to happen. This is a pre-made table that's ready for you. It's got the time of what's going to happen, how long it's going to be, the description, and the notes. So it's all ready to go, and now we just need to customize it for our dinner. So let's say, for example, we want to have a 2-hour dinner. I'm going to have a pre-event function. I want to have maybe a cocktail hour. So I'm going to say, I'm going to change this to 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'm going to change the length is 60 minutes, and the description is going to be pre-event cocktail hour. The notes are, this is going to be in the bar area. So I'm going to reserve a private room at the restaurant, and I'm also going to have a pre-event cocktail hour where people can just come and be casual and we can kind of hang out. So I've got my pre-event time, and then we've got at 6 p.m. we're going to move in. So we'll do 6 p.m. to 6:05 p.m. and the length is going to be 5 minutes. And we are going to move into dinner area. Notes are, I need, maybe I want the restaurant. So for the notes, maybe I want the restaurant to ring a little dinner bell and welcome us all in. So now I've got everybody in the room, and now it's time to address them and give a short welcome. So I'm going to say 10 minutes, that's going to be 6:05, and that's going to be to 6:15 p.m. And we've got 10 minutes. This is going to be a welcome. And then the last piece I'm going to fill in for this one is under the person or vendor, I'm going to put in Sean, because that's my name. I'm going to hold shift and hit enter, and then I'm going to add a new spot where I'm going to say, here's why we are here. Intro to the pitfalls. Actually, why we are here, and I'm also going to share what's going to happen tonight. And be sure to be clear that when you explain what's going to happen tonight, you actually tell people that, yes, I'm going to feed you. You're not going to go home starving. I'm not going to make you sit through an hour-and-a-half talk before I feed you. In fact, salads are about to be delivered. Because I don't know about you, but I get hangry. And there's a difference between being hungry and being hangry, if you know what I mean. And then for this dinner party, what I want to happen is I want the caterers to please deliver to all of my seated guests. I want salads to come out at the end of the welcome. So I'm going to put a holding spot right here. So I'm going to come here, add a little plus sign, 6:15 p.m. I'm going to put 0 minutes because it's not necessarily a moment. This is going to say salads are delivered. I'm going to say the restaurant servers, and we're good to go. So now we've got So from 6:15 p.m. to 6:45 p.m., while people are eating their salads, I'm going to go over the pitfalls that I described in step number 1. So I'm going to go here, the biggest pitfalls that people encounter when investing their money in 2023. I'm going to go back to my agenda and I'm going to change this. This is the moment that's happening right here. And I'm going to say that this is 30 minutes. So now we've got from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. All the way down to 6:45 p.m. So this is a 30-minute segment. This is where I'm teaching them. And then at the very end of this, I'm going to introduce, I'm going to say, hey, now that I've shared this with you, I've got some questions. I'm going to give you time to eat your dinner. All right, so now we've got everybody's eating, they're enjoying themselves, they're having a good time. So I'm going to say that's going on. I'm going to give them about 20 minutes. So I just added in that we've got 6:45 to 7:05. We've got 20 minutes, dinner and conversations. And these are the conversations that I want to have happen. So I'm going to have some kind of projector screen, and I would like it to have name and what you do for work. So now, since I'm a financial advisor, the other two questions that I want people to ask at their table for the conversation is, I'm going to say, what pitfall resonated most with you? And then, have you done anything to avoid these pitfalls already? So this is just happening at their tables for about 20 minutes. And then at 7:05 p.m., I'm going to come up and I'm going to introduce someone who's a customer of mine to talk about one of the pitfalls and why they came to work with me. After dinner wraps up, I want to hear what some of the people were talking about at their tables. So I'm going to give about 10 minutes. So that's going to be 7:05 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. We've got 10 minutes. Tables are going to share. One person from each table share, and I'm going to facilitate it. So now we've got table sharing. Everybody's listening. We've got everyone's attention. And then once we've talked about the pitfalls, talked about some of the things that they've done, now I'm going to transition to where I'm going to have my current customers that are raving fans. They love what I'm doing because I want my prospects, the people in the room that I don't already work with, I want them to hear some about what I do, but not from me. So I'm going to say from 7:15 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., maybe 7:35, we'll give it about 20 minutes because, people like to talk. So I'm going to give each person 10 minutes to share their experience about what it's like to work with me so that they avoid the pitfalls that we shared. So now we're going to add one final item so that we can wrap up the entire event. We don't want it to feel overscheduled. We don't want people to enjoy and have conversations. And I want to walk around the tables and meet people and say hello again. We're going to have 25 minutes of meet and greet, cocktails are still served, and dessert is served. And that's it for the agenda. I think it's in a pretty good spot. And the thing is that you can add videos, you can add pictures, you can add slideshows, you can add certain items different times. And this is all customizable. And again, it's in the link in the description below. So I've determined the why, I've created the outline, and now I need to refine the plan. So I have an outline, a general idea of what's going to happen. And now I'm going to come here to this section, and this is where I get to map out, and I can create to-do lists, create to-pack lists, create to-buy lists, set deadlines for myself, write scripts. And if you see this little button right here, because it's in Notion, I can ask artificial intelligence to help me with some of this. So I'm actually going to hit the plus sign. I'm going to turn this into a page. I'm going to say this is my to-do lists. So I'm going to come here and ask artificial intelligence to write a to-do list for planning a business dinner where current customers and prospects are invited. I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to write a to-do list for me. So this is not a comprehensive to-do list. This is not going to have every single thing that I need to do, but it's going to be a great place to start. And the artificial intelligence is already built in. Now, a quick note is that there is a limit to the AI that is free using Notion. Now let's take a look at the to-do list. So set the date and time. That is definitely something that we need to have. And while I'm talking about this, setting the date and time is a really important reminder for me. So in order to collect registration and to invite my guests, I need to have a couple of big picture details, but I don't have to have every single thing figured out. The only things I need to have figured out is why are people going to attend, like what's in it for them? where is it going to be, when is it going to be, like the date and the time. And then with that, I can start to collect names, and I can start to collect email addresses, and I can start to collect anybody else that's showing up. They don't need to know every single thing is not figured out. They also don't need to know what every single thing is. They just need to know it's a 2-hour dinner. Here's where it's going to be. This is the date it's going to be, and maybe a theme, or wear business casual or something like that. So now I'm going to come back to refine the plan, either by clicking on the left-hand side of your screen, or you can come back to the top right here, going to refine the plan. And I can see that here's my page of to-do lists that I've got. So I can go ahead and cross this one off because I've got my to-do lists. So to pack lists are going to be things that you bring from home. To buy lists, you can set deadlines for yourself, and you can set scripts. So if you want to have bullet points for your customers when they're sharing about their experience with you, well, then that's what you can go ahead and create a new page, just like I showed you, and you can have artificial intelligence create it for you, or you can write it yourself. Now, coming back to the event builder framework template right here, step number 4 is to prepare for success. So under prepare for success, and you can see that we're going step by step. So we're in step number 4. The rock is getting closer to making a splash in the still pond that is our customers and our prospects' lives. And so we're getting closer, the momentum is building, and the rock is getting very, very close. Oh, by the way, if you want to read the entire framework from beginning to end, all you got to do is click on this link right here that's built into the template, and it's going to take you to the blog that is written that has every single step, and you can see each image blown up. So now under prepare for success, here's some things that you need to check off. You're giving speakers their final information. You're confirming the vendors. You're packing any materials that is needed. You're reviewing your plans, and you're just doing anything else that is final and needed. Maybe that's taking your suit to the dry cleaning and things like that. So keep going back to your to-do lists, which are under refine the plan, but prepare for success is, hey, these are the final preparations that are happening. And then step number 5 is that it's event day. You're there early, you're ready to go, you look good, your speakers are confident, your customers are excited to meet potential prospects, they're excited to meet with each other. And so these are some simple tips for how to produce it with excellence, as well as this is a space where you can make notes on anything that you have to do on actual event day. So on event day, I'm going to have a separate list where I need to arrive early. I need to make sure to bring my computer, and I'm going to text my 2 customers that are going to speak at the end of it just to confirm that they are arriving. And finally, step number 6 in the event builder framework is to reflect and review. You're going to ask yourself a couple of questions. What went well? What could have gone better? Those 2 simple questions are going to help you plan and prepare for an even better event next time.